Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. So today we would be starting with the quantitative part of GRE. There are different topics in cons, and one of them important topic in cons is arithmetic. So today we would be studying a little bit about. We will try to complete some topics in arithmetic, and we will so that we will try to cover as many possible things today. So the first thing that we are going to talk about today is integers. Now, an integer is basically anything that basically does not have a decimal point. So it can be 1, 2, 0, -1, -2, etc. Now, what are now so integers exist both side of the number line. They have both positive as well as negative part, and 0 is an integer as well. Anything that does not have a decimal part is called as an integer. Then we see what is an whole number. Now, whole numbers are basically numbers from 0 to positive infinity. Those are basically considered as, so the positive like the positive hand side of the number line, you can say it, but remember whole numbers also include 0. Now generally whole number we do not say that -1 is a whole number. It is basically from 0 uh, to positive infinity. Now 0, remember 0 is neither positive nor negative. It is not a positive number and not a negative number as well. And anything, and the speciality of number 0 is anything divided by so like 0 into anything will be always 0. And if you want to divide a number by 0, that is not possible. That is, if we have an integer 1 divided by 0, then we cannot do that. The only possible thing that we can do is 0 by 0. So that is only said to be a valid operation as far as GRE is concerned. Then is even and odd numbers. So numbers are said to be even numbers. So when on dividing by 2, I get an the remainder is 0. So if you say, for example, if you take 4 divided by 2, the remainder is 0. 3 divided by 2, the remainder is 1. So we don't say that it is a even now. So anything, basically, if the remainder on if you divide a number by 2 and the remainder is 0, then it's an even number. Okay, so how do we represent various types of arithmetic operations? So for addition, we basically use a plus sign. Then for multiplication, we can use a cross. For division, either we can is represented by the single slash or colon. So remember, colon also stands for division in GRE. Subtraction is a minus b. Division can also be written as a divided by b. Now operations with negative number. So whenever we adding a negative number with a negative number, the answer is always negative. For example, -2 added with -2, it will always give me -4. Now adding a negative number with a positive number depends. The answer will be positive or negative depending upon which one is greater. If the positive number is greater, then the answer will be positive. If the negative number is greater, then the answer will be negative. Now subtraction. Now this is something tricky. Whenever we subtract a positive number with a negative number, so that minus of minus will make it a positive number. So a positive number subtracted by a negative number will always give me a positive because it will result in addition. Okay, now when we subtract a negative with a negative, but again it depends. So as we know, the second negative will result in a positive. So it is basically negative plus positive. So it will depend on which one is greater. If the positive number is greater, then the answer will be positive. If the negative is greater, then the answer will be negative. Oh, now subtraction. Subtraction again, if we have yeah, basically that's correct. Okay, if we have the same number, that is -7, if we have suppose -3, and if we add the same number, for example, if we have -3 and +3 together, then the answer will be 0. It will result in cancellation. Multiplication. Negative into a negative is always negative. Negative times positive is positive. Sorry, yeah, so negative times positive will be negative. Positive, positive, always positive. Now operations can be interchanged. Now whenever we raise a negative number to an even exponent, the number will always result in an even number. And even no, so no. So what I'm trying to say is, when I have a negative number raised to an even exponent, answer is always even. Negative number raised to an odd exponent will always give me an negative number. Now PMDS. Now this stands for the operation, the rule in which the operation will be performed. So P is for parenthesis, E for exponent, M for multiplication, D for division, A for subtraction, A for addition, S for subtraction. So now always perform the parenthesis first, then go for the exponent. Now in case of multiplication and division, we have to go from left to right, whichever comes first. Same is the case with the addition or subtraction. Proceed left to right, whichever comes first, perform that. Okay, so now suppose if we are set to find the number of integers in a given interval. So the n term, that is will always be represented as, n term is a plus n minus 1d. Now n is the number of terms in the interval, d is the difference that can be obtained by subtracting the second number from the first number in the interval. Now sum of numbers. Now if you want, now remember, so when we are talking in arithmetic, we will be always dealing with AP. So we do not need to know geometry progression or arithmetic or any other HP for that case. Now sum of number and Sn. Now when we are so Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Now n is basically the number of terms. Remember, n is always the number of terms. A is the first term, d is the common difference, and Sn is the sum of the n terms in the given interval. Okay, odd number I've already told. Now primes. Now the numbers that are divisible by only one and itself are called as primes. So a prime will always only have two factors, one and itself. Remember, 2 is the only even number that is prime. So prime numbers from 1 to 50 are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47. Total in all 15. Again, now this can be done, odd and even properties. If I have an even number with an addition, if we add or subtract an even number, we'll always get an even number. Even addition, when we add or subtract it with an odd, we get an odd number. Odd number added, when we do addition or subtraction with odd, we get even number. Multiplication is even into even is odd. Even into odd will always give me even. Odd into odd will be odd. Same is the case for division. Now factors. A number is said to be a factor if, on dividing that number, the answer obtained is an integer. Suppose if I have x by 5 and the x by y and the answer is 4. Now then we say y is a factor of x because the answer obtained is always an integer. Integer is basically from -1 to from negative infinity to positive infinity. It only includes the numbers which are without decimal points and also includes 0. How to find the factor of a number? This is very easy. First, what we do is, suppose if you want to find the factor of 16. So first we write 1 times 16, that is the maximum number that is possible, and then we keep on decreasing the interval until we get the factors. until we are until we have all of them. So